We got a midweek special here. We're throwing in another one of the remastered series videos coming at you. What are these remastered series? Well, when I first hung up my shingle, clear back in 2021, December, coming up on 3 years now, holy moly. I put out a bunch of videos and I used some music that ended up getting copyright strikes. I had to mute the music in the video once I become monetized, and then it made these videos seem kind of awkward. Of course, they're awkward enough as they were because this one here that's coming up is the 7th video that I have ever made for the train channel. And, I was still trying to find my way. Things were a little awkward and I was scared to death of talking to a camera. Yeah. Plus, I also kind of had I was working on my mountain man look. Living in Montana, I wanted to try to fit in better. Well, I deleted the videos so nobody could find them. And I waited a while and I figured, well, there's good information in these videos. Let's fix them up a little bit. Let's remaster them. We'll put in new music that's copyright protected so that I can play it. And I'll polish it up a little bit, give you a little intro of what the heck we're doing. This is a 1961 Tyco. It's a red box set, back when they made them good. An F unit with an MU2 in it, a dummy and a powered. Nice looking set. We updated it with Katy couplers. It's real simple to do that. It's really simple to do it to the early Tyco ones. This one initially aired on February 10th of 2022. Now it's going to re-air November 21st, 2024. This one here will be the last of my remasters where I've had to replace the music in some of the videos. But I do have a few other videos up my sleeve that I wanted to remaster. So keep a lookout because we're going to probably bring some more up here coming up in the next little while. Sometime, something. Let's hop back in the Wayback Machine and get into this video. Hello, welcome back to another installment of Classic Model Trains. I'm Ron. I've gotten back into model trains recently and I've been focusing mainly on the older train sets that we received as children or young teenagers from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I try and collect complete sets off of eBay or Goodwill auctions. Sometimes I can't find the complete sets, so I'll piecemeal the sets together, a couple cars here, a couple cars there, making sure that I get the complete set as it was originally just shown in the catalogs, and also making sure that all the cars come from the same era as each other. So if the older 60s cars, the older 70s cars, there's slight differences in them that you can find and make the sets as complete as possible. I researched these sets from a website that's called hoseeker.net. The site is like a Wikipedia for HO enthusiasts, showcasing catalogs, repair instructions, or other literature that might have come with the classic train sets. People who have this literature have scanned it in and sent it to hoseeker.net as an email format, and then they categorize it and put it into an easily searchable format that everybody across the world can find and share this great information. If you have some useful literature from classic model train sets and would like to share it with the world, please reach out to this great organization. It's free for everybody to use. Today I'll be showcasing a 1961 set from Mantua Tyco called the Pace Setter. It was offered in many road names to include set T6112, the Pennsylvania, T6113, Santa Fe, and T6114, Canadian Pacific. This set has the same part number as the Santa Fe set T6113, but is called the Pace Setter Western, and it is pulled with a Rio Grande F7A and dummy F7A. Let's get started with unboxing this set. A red box, Rio Grande F7A dummy, and an F7A Loco. Came with the DuPont chemical car, a Pennsylvania operating hopper car, a C&O gondola with pipe load, a Great Northern box car, and finally the Denver and Rio Grande Western. I believe this empty box here would have held the track because it doesn't have any words on it. And then one of these boxes would hold a transformer, which it doesn't have in it. And then we've also got the literature. These cars are absolutely amazing in their detail and in how good a condition they are. This top here, I know maybe it was glued or something at one time. It's just a little bit loose. But it does have the metal couplers on it. And it looks like the underframe, although it's not magnetic because I tried to take a magnet after it and it didn't stick, but it's definitely some sort of a pot metal or something like that. It's not made out of plastic. All the couplers are still on it. They've all got metal axles, metal trucks, and it's stamped Mantua right underneath there. This has got one broken step on it, dang it. Stamped Mantua right in there, and also on the inside, it's got Mantua right up in that neck of the woods. I said Denver, Rio Grande, and Western, but this is actually, looks like it's before that merger because these just say Rio Grande on them. They do not say Denver and Rio Grande. And of course your chimney always gets knocked off, seems like. Now the one side this is the B unit. Notice how small the coupler pockets are. This was a trait of the early Mantuas, having that small coupler pocket. Here I've got a little older one, and you can see that their coupler pockets are quite a bit different. These ones have a spring, an actual metal spring in there, where these ones are using that plastic lever off to one side, which makes it be a little newer. This bottom one's a Tyco made in this one's from Austria, and this is an early Mantua. You can kind of see if I can get my fingers out of the way. See the difference in the bottoms of them. This is a Tyco made in Austria, and it's got the MU2 truck in it, but it's plastic, and it's got the screws on it, which you can take it apart to service it. And the one that came with this set, it's got the metal bottoms riveted together, and the only thing that's missing is the dang coupler back here. So I guess I got to get creative and try to figure out how to get a coupler back on this. I never put an old locomotive on the track when I first get it just to see if it'll run. I always disassemble them, clean them, do some maintenance to them, do some lubing to them to ensure that they're going to run like they're supposed to. Because I don't want to be the first one to burn up some 60-year-old windings on my locomotive. First, let's get these trucks out of the shell. To get this older style power truck out, you have to use a slender screwdriver and insert between the outer decorative truck frame and the actual truck body and unscrew the small bolts. Get the weight out of the way, remove this front truck, and finally unscrew the headlamp holder assembly. This is what the inside of a very early F7A body looks like. Since it is very difficult to disassemble these trucks, I picked out any fuzz and foreign debris with the tweezers, checked that the rotor would turn, lubed the moving pieces, and applied some DC power. While the wheels were spinning, they did a great job of cleaning themselves on my towel. I cleaned up the front trucks with my Bright Boy and gave them some fresh oil. The electrical wire connecting the front truck to the rear truck had come off some time ago. I retinned the wires, got them soldered back into place, and gave it a test run on the track. Since this original coupler right here is missing, and they're riveted on, and it's got a special little box that goes on and it's riveted in, and of course you can't get these pieces anymore. I'm going to update these to some Cadies. I've got the whisker couplers 1/48, and then I've got the little boxes that look like this, that snap together. And if I put this on the top of this right here, and I use my height gauge, it couples up real nice. I had to cut the back of the box off right here about 1/16 of an inch in order to get it to fit using that initial hole that was in there. And then you see we've got it lined up with the depth gauge. So this is a fantastic way to swap out and put some Cadies on these really old Mantuas on these F units. Well, after repairing all the couplers We put a Katie in up front here, whisker coupler, and I just used a little spacer that comes in the Talgo kit. And then I used a 256 by 3/8 screw, tapped out the front of this shell body right here. Installed the headlight wire, cleaned up some connections, and reassembled the trucks into the body shell. After I assembled it, I realized I neglected to install new traction tires. Cut the old ones off with an X-Acto. The side cover had to be removed to stretch new traction tires into place. A little CA glue and some curing time has the side cover back on. Once I roll check all my cars on my 2% grade, and they won't roll down, so I know that the trucks need a little oil on them. Now that this 1961 Tyco Mantua train set is all tuned up, fixed, and ready to go, let's put it on the track and take a look at it and run it around. I'm Ron with Classic Model Trains. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.